so fine, jambalaya, gumbo, crawfish divine. Fiddles and accordion set the scene. Bayou Boogie Town, life is a dream. Bayou Boogie Town where the rhythms meet. Cajun hearts beat to the Zydeco beat. Dance all night till the morning light. Bayou Boogie Town, everything's right. Under the moon, sway and we sing. Friends all around, loves what we bring. Fireflies dancing in the southern night. Bayou Boogie Town, the world feels right. Bayou Boogie Town where the rhythms meet. Cajun hearts beat to the Zydeco beat. Dance all night till the morning light. Bayou Boogie Town, everything's right. When the sun comes up and the music fades, we thank the Lord for the friends we made. Till the next time we gather round, Bayou Boogie Town, love abounds. Bayou Boogie Town, hear that joyful sound, forever in our hearts, Cajun ground. Creole cooking, spices so fine. Jambalaya, gumbo, crawfish divine. Fiddles and accordion set the scene. Bayou Boogie Town, life is a dream. Bayou Boogie Town where the rhythms meet. Cajun hearts beat to the Zydeco beat. Dance all night till the morning light. Bayou Boogie Town.
Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I guess you can finally hear me. I had some audio issues and I was doing some tests here with the with the music there. So I was like playing some background music that I normally use along with a song actually. So I was just kind of testing out the audio and I think things are working well here. The first time I did the stream, for some reason I wasn't getting audio to pipe through and had to kind of reboot everything. So I apologize for that. First of all here, good Saturday evening to you. Time right now, I want to start this at 7:15 and 7:33. So obviously, before we get to the weather here, I want to give a shout out to the local businesses real quick. Today is Mom and Pop Business Day, and I'm fortunate to know several business owners here locally, mom and pop stores, and there was an event I went to before we started with severe weather, just on a positive type of thing. I went to an event today over in Belleville, and I went to it last year, and I saw it on Facebook last year, and it just caught my eye. It's called the Man Cave Extravaganza. And what it is, it's like where you could buy items, whether it be like tin signs, neon signs, clocks, just really for your man cave, she shed. And it's actually really cool. I want to show you guys something that I bought here that I think you guys might be interested in. So let me go ahead and pull this out here. So yeah, I tried to talk behind this thing. There ain't no way. So I bought this today at the Man Cave Extravaganza. I was born on the 4th of July, and red, white, and blue is my thing. So I bought this. This is made by DNS Crafts. They're based in the St. Louis area. It's got a couple of hooks to where you can actually hook it up there on your wall. It's handcrafted, original, 100% handmade. And so the stars have a little bit of a dimension on there, and it's really neat. So I want to show you guys that real quick, but it's called Man Cave Extravaganza. And so again, shout out to all the local business owners out there. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the details that have emerged here. So obviously, if you recall, I was on here last night and I talked about how the severe weather threat looked like it was going to be a nighttime event. It looked like it was going to be where, we were talking about, I don't know, like 9 o'clock, 9 to 1 a.m. And But then since then, today, details have emerged to where the time has been sped up and it's several hours ahead. And it's not only just Sunday that we're talking about here, but Wednesday as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the severe weather for Sunday. And here is what the National Weather Service at Paducah released this afternoon. By the way, say hi if you want to in the live chat. If you have any questions for me, feel free to give me a shout. So this is the severe weather risk for Sunday afternoon into Sunday night. So scattered to numerous strong to severe storms are expected to develop over southeast Missouri and southern Illinois in the mid to late afternoon and then spread eastward into the evening. They will eventually form a line most likely across western Kentucky in the mid to late evening and push rapidly eastward into the overnight hours. So primary hazards, tornadoes, strong, long-lived, possible. Large to very large hail, quarter size or larger. Damaging wind gusts 60 mile per hour or greater. The timing of this here, it's changed. Mid-Sunday afternoon, it's changed from yesterday. Mid-Sunday afternoon through the early overnight hours, Monday. And the best estimates as of this latest update from Paducah, 2 p.m. Sunday to 2 a.m. Monday. Now, when I look at this here, you look at the dashed lines and you see how you have the first dashed line where it says 1 to 4 p.m. Okay, that would be the dashed line that would be right about Poplar Bluff, extending northeast through Carbondale and right over Fairfield and Olney. And then you have 3 to 7, which includes Marion. You also includes Carmi, Ridgeway, Shawneetown, Harrisburg, El Dorado, Vienna, Goreville, like where I-57, I-24 meet up. So that would be that area there, along with Edwards and Wabash counties and Lawrenceville, Vincennes as well, and then 7-11, which would be Evansville is just right there on that dash, the 3 to 7 and 7 to 11 dash right there. But pretty much like Western Kentucky into Southern Indiana, including Jasper, for example. So that is what Paducah released. They released that 323. Now, I expect another update tomorrow. So the level 3, again, the enhanced risk. Again, it's not really, as I talked about here, when you look at the risks here, you look at how it says enhanced risk. It's not so much the number of storms. It's just in terms of their capabilities, in terms of their potential. So you look at the primary hazards here, and it's somewhat similar to what we saw, a couple of weeks ago when we had that overnight severe weather threat. Now, here's another thing to consider. You look at the 1 to 4 p.m., you look at 3 to 7. Now, for our area, this is where, we could see some is going to be in the middle of the day. This is not going to be like an overnight event where you have people that could be asleep and everything like that. This is where people are, a lot more awake, a lot more alert during the day. And also, when you're looking at daytime storms, you also have better visibility into what is going on. And so, for example, I go back to, it's coming up the anniversary, April 21st, 2002, the F3 tornado that came through Wayne County. I was home at the time along with my folks when it hit. And that was during the day. That was on a sunny Sunday afternoon. And there was greater visibility. You can go to Paducah's website. You can view images of that tornado that came through there. And so this actually gives us a little bit of a better visibility into what will actually be going on out there. And so let's go ahead and take a look here. I want to show you guys. I'm going to go ahead and go to another cam here. Now, this is the one that I use for radars whenever I do radar here. So, again, this is for Sunday. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. By the way, any of these slides you see, they're on, Paducah's site, National Weather Service site, along with the Storm Prediction Center site. And so when I look at this here, you see how you have the enhanced risk, okay? So, obviously, Wayne and surrounding counties, you're underneath the enhanced risk. Now, watch what happens when I move this cursor over here. We're going to go to tornado, okay? This is just the threat levels. When I go over to tornado, you will see that we're in a 10% hatch. So what does that mean? It means A hatched area, 10% or greater probability of an EF2 to EF5 tornadoes within 25 miles of a point. The wind, 30%. So we are talking here about, wind that could be severe, and that severe criteria, which would be 58 miles per hour or greater. And so, again, we could have wind that could be, again, straight line damaging. And then the hail, that was something too that, we saw a couple of weeks ago was the large hail and 30%. So, again, this is the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. So this is the hail. This is the wind again. And then also this is the tornado outlook here for tomorrow. So again, that is for tomorrow on Sunday, even though it says Saturday up there, but it's meant for Sunday tomorrow. And so let's go ahead here, and I want to go ahead and tell you some details about this. So let me bring back up that timing real quick, and I didn't mean to move that. Again, this mouse still has a mind of its own, y'all. So anyway, let's take a look here, and I want to go ahead and start off with what they are saying here. I took down some notes based on the information from the Storm Prediction Center. And so it says this: a significant severe weather event is expected across the Ohio, mid and lower Mississippi, lower Missouri, Tennessee River valleys. This includes a heightened risk of very large hail, damaging winds, and strong tornadoes. Now, for southern Illinois, this is what they're saying here. The timing of the storms could develop as early as 1 to 3 p.m., 18 to 20 Z along the cold front. Now, the hazards with this: initially, some discrete storms may form, potentially producing large hail and tornadoes. However, as forcing increases, storms will likely merge into a squall line, bringing damaging winds and embedded tornadoes. Now, there are a couple of concerns here about this as I look at my notes here. So again, that is the timing of it here. But I noted this down here, and based on the data that I've read and just kind of breaking it down and analyzing it, here's the two concerns. If morning storms persist, that's a big word here, the big word if. If morning storms persist over Missouri and Illinois, cloud cover and lingering outflow boundaries could limit instability. Again, that's a big word if right there. There are some storms to our west, far away, but again, we could see them come in here, and it could actually, where it could provide some cloud cover. However, here's the big deal right here. However, if, there's another word if again, if enough sunshine occurs, that will increase the southerly winds. It will help boost that moisture and instability, making severe weather more likely. So those are a couple of concerns here. So we could have, depending on what tomorrow's going to look like for us here in southern Illinois, could have the possibility that cloud cover, maybe a little bit of stormy weather in the morning hours, and it could limit that instability. But if we have that sunshine, if it's sunny out there of a morning into early afternoon, then you know what that means. That means we're going to see the energy, we're going to see the juice. It's going to really boost that moisture, that instability for those storms to feel off of. And so those are the concerns for us here in the southern Illinois region. Now, for those of you, I know we got some people that are originally from Fairfield that live, in southwestern Indiana, like Evansville, Poseyville, and all that. I know some people out there that way. For you guys, in case you're wondering, this is for southwestern Indiana. Severe storms will likely reach the region by late afternoon or early evening. Hazards, damaging wind gusts 60 miles per hour, and tornadoes are the main threats. Embedded mesovortices within the squall line could enhance tornado potential, particularly in areas near Evansville and farther northeast. Again, the concern with that would be storm mode will likely transition to a fast-moving line of storms, increasing the risk of widespread straight-line wind damage. So the key takeaways from Sunday. All right, key takeaways for tomorrow. Again, initially discrete supercells are possible, but the storms will likely organize into a damaging wind-producing line by evening. Now, tornadoes could occur both from isolated supercells and within the squall line. As I mentioned here before, folks, if you have a squall line that forms, and you have some supercells, you have some storms that form out ahead of it and that turn severe, those are the ones, again, that could turn supercell, could cause that rotation, could cause that spin. We got to watch out for those. And again, if you have that squall line, we saw it. I've seen it happen many times. Where you have a squall line and you have those tornadoes that embed within that squall line, that enhances the damage, that increases the damage output from the storms. So we got to watch out for that. So the timing of this again for Southern Illinois, Southeastern Missouri, early to mid-afternoon. Again, 1 to 4 p.m., and I'll pull that up here again here. So 1 to 4 p.m., and then 3 to 7 for Southeastern Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, 7 to 11. And so, again, the uncertainty here is what we could potentially see tomorrow is the morning storms and cloud cover could affect storm strength, but a high impact event remains likely. So what we should do is, this is something we'll have to keep our eyes on. Okay, this is, again, March, as I mentioned in my Facebook post about an hour ago. We saw March roar like a lion a couple of weeks ago. March is on its way out, but it looks like it's going to let out, the lion of March is going to let out one more last roar here before April comes in. And so if you have a severe weather plan, keep that in mind whenever think about this, as I mentioned here before. All right. I love food. I'm a big foodie. Know the difference between a watch and a warning. Here's the best analogy for that I've heard so far in my life. When a watch is issued, it's like tacos. It's like taco night, okay? So for a watch, you get out those taco ingredients, okay? You get out those taco ingredients, all right? But you don't make the tacos yet. But then what you do is when you get those, when a warning is issued, you just take action. You start making tacos, okay? Because why is that a warning was issued? By the way, because I had issues with the last stream, and this is the stream I'm currently on right now, this stream is actually public on my Facebook page as well. I'm also on YouTube. So anyway, but that is what I'm here to tell you is that, again, know the difference between a watch and a warning. So you guys can say hi if you want here in the live chat. If you have any questions, let me know. So Sunday again, big day for us here in the region weather-wise. March is on its way out, but that's not the only day. That's not the only day that has severe weather with it. Another day is looming large. Let's go ahead and take a look at Wednesday. Next Wednesday, early April. Here's the details for next Wednesday. As a significant severe storm event is possible. So I know details, not very much at the moment, but I do have some more information on that. So after a brief quiet period, Monday night into Tuesday, unsettled weather will return by midweek. Another round of severe storms is likely Wednesday afternoon and evening. Supercells with very large hail, strong tornadoes, and damaging winds are expected. So again, we're not out of the woods yet, as we've got Sunday tomorrow, and then we have Wednesday a few days after that. So early April is going to be a stormy start. So anyway, as I mentioned here, folks, again, we are not out of the woods yet when it comes to severe weather. So again, we've got Sunday and we've got Wednesday, but obviously we're taking this one day at a time. Sunday, since it's right around the corner, we're just hours away from it. That is the focus. That is the focus there. So again, and also for Wednesday, I do have some information about that too. Let me pull this up here. And this is all I have from the Storm Prediction Center. So this is what they're saying so far. As let me go ahead and turn it back over to me. So this is what it says for Wednesday. A widespread and potentially significant severe weather event remains likely on Wednesday. with growing confidence due to improved agreement and forecast models. The upper level trough and associated surface low cold front are expected to align favorably for severe storms across the region. Now, because of this increased confidence, the risk level has been upgraded to include a 30% severe weather risk from Arkansas northeastward into the mid Ohio Valley, covering parts of the Mississippi, Ohio, and Tennessee River valleys. So, this is why I say again, Sunday is not the only day we're keeping our eyes on, but next Wednesday as well. So, again, 2 weeks ago, we had a severe weather event. Tomorrow, another severe weather event as March is on its way out. And then we got next Wednesday, the start of April. So, again, folks, this video here, again, this is an outlook. This is a preview of, what's likely to happen tomorrow and Wednesday of next week. It's not to scare you. It's to prepare you. It's for you to be ready. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's like, I would rather be aware. I would rather be prepared for a storm that's coming in. Like, I would rather receive advance notice than to be caught off guard and blindsided by a severe storm that's coming in. And so this is the goal here of this preview of this outlook, is to tell you, hey, this is what is going on. This is what could happen here for our area and region tomorrow and Wednesday. So again here, guys, as I go back here, we'll go back to Sunday here. I know we've had some people, hop on here. So again, severe weather risk for Sunday afternoon into Sunday night. This was released by the National Weather Service at Paducah. You can check it out on their site. If you have any questions, live chat's open. But again, though, we do expect some supercells, the possibility of supercells forming along with a squall line as well that'll be moving through pretty much over to our east. But again, we just can't let our guard down, guys. We cannot let our guard down for tomorrow. And also, here's another thing too. If you recall, a couple of weeks ago, we were in the enhanced risk, and then it got bumped up to a level 4 moderate risk for severe weather. And that was something that had been in the chat from the National Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center, that there's a possibility of this being bumped up to a level 4. Now, so far, that has not happened yet. But as I say it before again, there have been times where I thought, well, I don't see it being bumped up, and then they bump it up. So I'll tell you what, though, I would not be surprised if they were to bump this up, just in my opinion only. I know opinions. I tell you, it's like where I don't want to say opinions on here too much, but I would not be surprised if there was that chance to where they would bump this up to a level 4, and then for Wednesday as well, if things continue trending that way, at least a level 3, level 4. So, but again, it's not the number of cells. It's really about their capability. It's really their potential to, what they tap into, how strong they become. So how severe they become and all that. If you guys have any questions, feel free here. Live chat's open, by the way. I'll hang out here for a few more minutes, but obviously Sunday is the day tomorrow that we're keeping an eye on. And then we got Wednesday of next week. I know so far details for Wednesday, some things have come in, but obviously not all the information's there. But at least, as I told someone earlier, at least we have a heads up into what is likely to come next Wednesday. So I also want to show you guys something here, as I talked about earlier about tomorrow. One of the things about Wednesday here, and I had it pulled up earlier, and then I had to reboot the computer. But if you look there for Wednesday, I'm going to turn it back over to the radar screen that I usually do. So if you see right here, I was talking about Wednesday. So for this is the 30% chance area. So this is going to be a widespread event. You're looking at about, for the 30% area, about 144,000 square miles at about 16.5 area population. So you get Indianapolis, Memphis, Nashville, St. Louis, and Cincinnati. Again, this is for Wednesday. But those are some of the larger population centers in the risk area. So we are in that 30% chance for Wednesday, next Wednesday already. And again, the 30% or higher probability for severe storms is within 25 miles of a point. So anyway, guys, that's the information I have for you at this time. Again, Sunday tomorrow. Keep your eyes to the skies. Keep it on the radars. Updates will be updates. I look at the National Weather Service. I look at all kinds of sources for weather information and data. But I would say, again, have your severe weather preparedness plan. Be prepared for rapidly changing weather conditions as tomorrow afternoon. As we pull it up here one more time here for tomorrow on Sunday. But again, though, for tomorrow afternoon, we do have, again, that chance for severe weather for Southern Illinois here for us. Again, for Fairfield. Fairfield is in that 1 to 4 p.m. dash line. It's just like cuts right across there. And Mount Vernon is not far away from that either. So it's interesting. So, again, we'll just have to keep an eye on it in the afternoon. But as I mentioned before earlier, I mentioned this days ago, but all severe weather events are different. They're each, in terms of storms, in terms of locations impacted, what they bring to the table, the speed of the storms. Every severe weather outbreak is different. And so this one right here, if you think about the one a couple of weeks ago that we had, that one was, a nighttime overnight event. This one is during the day. And so as I mentioned earlier here in the stream, is that when you have storms, during the middle of the day, you get to see the storms better. You get to see what they're doing better. And so that does help a little bit. But again, it depends, again, are we going to have cloud cover tomorrow morning? Is it going to limit instability? Or are we going to have a bunch of sunshine, in the morning and into the early afternoon? So if you're thinking about this, before this happens, you obviously hope that, there's not going to be a lot of sunshine. I mean, we love the sun. Don't get me wrong. We love sunshine and everything. But tomorrow's one of those days where you're kind of cheering for the cloudy, overcast weather to limit things. So, again, we'll see. We'll see about tomorrow. So, again, guys, have a wonderful rest of your night. It's already almost 8 o'clock. I apologize for the stream issues earlier. For some reason, the audio was not piping through, so I had to play a little music and play a little song as well. But again, though, guys, be weather aware, be safe, be ready, and have multiple ways to receive information: social media, weather radio, your TV. If you have meteorologist, I was chatting with Wayne Hart a little bit earlier about it. So just have multiple ways to receive information. Always good to have also like a friend, a family member tell you what's going on. So again here, guys, have a wonderful rest of your Saturday night. Tomorrow could potentially be a big day, but I'm going to ride it out here with you. And like I said, this is an active severe weather season already. I mean, we're just into early spring, and we've got tomorrow and we got next Wednesday. So already an active start to the severe weather season, and we're not even at the peak of it yet. We're not even at the climax of the severe weather season yet. That will be later, but we are getting some taste of an active early start of this severe weather season. So until then here, guys, have a wonderful and pleasant good night. Always a pleasure bringing you severe weather updates and information. And again, this is not to scare you, but it's to help you be prepared. It's to help you get ready of what to likely expect as the severe weather threat for tomorrow is what could potentially happen. So anyway, guys, have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I know I keep saying that, but this is where the caffeine's wearing off. So take care, be safe. See you guys tomorrow.